Yourself in cold, suffocating darkness. There is a familiar weight in your hand. A lantern. It sputters to life, and the world shifts into focus. A staircase spirals endlessly below you. With nowhere else to go, you start down. A wave of blistering heat hits you. Then a sea salt wind. Divine voices boom and screech. Their words shake the platform beneath you, shake the very air around you. The gods are fighting.
Lay your blame elsewhere, Wodica. I won't suffer your arguments any longer.
Mogren looms large before you, an accusing finger leveled at the melted visage of Wodica. Wodica screws her mouth into a sneer.
You fool! If only we had attacked him when I first proposed it.
Accusations drip bitter as bile from her tongue.
You would dare interrupt me?
Wodica extends a hand, looking for a moment like she intends to swat you from the platform. But the pallid knight gives her a long, impassive look, and at last, she jerks her hand away. The pallid knight looks down at you, a frown etched deep in her otherwise statue-still features.
I am afraid we are not at our best.
The Watchers return. Perhaps we should hear what she has to say.
Helia's birds chatter anxiously among themselves, Wal's many eyes alight on each god in turn.
We make little enough progress on our own.
Is there nothing we can do?
Mogren glances at the pallid knight from the corner of her eye. After a thoughtful pause, she speaks.
The time has come for us to seize the power we have long left untouched, and absorb our scattered children.
Andra nods, her lure bobbing bright.
Terrible though it would be, perhaps you are right.
But we get ahead of ourselves. First, the Watcher must get to Ukaizo, and that will be a trial all its own.
The Guardian of Ukaizo has stood watch over that place for millennia. It will not stand aside, not even for Bareth's herald.
Helia, who had been lost in quiet, anxious conversation with her birds, breaks in.
It yet lives.
Of course. Our progenitors crafted it.
A pair of Helia's finches come to join Wal's floating eye. They hover just out of Mogren's reach and swoop in to poke her when she's not looking.
And the Watcher will be forced to reckon with it if she wishes to confront Eothas.
The birds at last linger too long, and Mogren slaps them away. They burst into a cloud of essence, then reform and fly in a screeching chorus back to Helia.
A creature crafted by the Ingwithans to protect the machinery of reincarnation. It doesn't care much for visitors.
Will you divulge our every secret to the Kith, Mogren?
Mogren shrugs.
If it suits me.
Go prepared, Watcher. The Guardian will not stand aside, not even for the Herald of Bareth. It is not one of Galawain's mindless beasts. It has a heart and a mind, and it will throw neither away to oppose Eothas. And Eothas will not fight the creature. It would prove little more than a distraction for him, especially as my tsunami and Mogren's volcano couldn't stop him. It is its own creature, Watcher. It does not listen to us.
There is another topic we have yet to address.
The pallid knight holds up one gauntleted hand, and the other gods fall silent.
Tell me, Watcher, where do you stand? What do you think of Eothas' scheme to destroy the wheel?
The pallid knight spreads wide her hands.
Think of the beyond as a reservoir, the in-between as storm clouds, and souls as rain. When a living thing dies, its soul enters the in-between. And when the in-between grows full, it releases souls into the beyond, where they wait to be redistributed to new bodies, new lives. The wheel is the process by which souls are moved from the in-between to the beyond, from the rain cloud to the reservoir, and from the reservoir into the living world. Without the wheel to mediate the transfer and redistribution of souls, the souls of all who die remain in the in-between. And without souls to fill it, the Beyond gradually empties, trapping all of the remaining souls in existence in the in-between. When the Beyond is empty and the last creature on Eora dies, that is the end of everything. It is Rimergon's future, the one he wants for us. Soul essence sustains us. We feed off it, off the little fragments you mortal kith shed like snakeskin as you pass into your next life. Without sustenance, we starve as any mortal might. We die and leave a great silence behind, an eternal emptiness from which nothing is born. How can we not? We are each of us beholden to our natures. It is how we made ourselves, just as you are bound by the choices you've made.
Tell us, Watcher, where do you stand?
And so many will suffer needlessly for it.
Kith will have a few generations at most before the Beyond is vacant of souls, and adaptability is your greatest strength. Eothas believes you will succeed. An uncaring god would not have that faith.
The Pallid Knight knits her fingers together and regards you.
You would take his side? He destroys your wheel!
The Pallid Knight turns unblinking eyes on Wotica.
Put aside your childish notion of sides and open your eyes. You are made blind by your rage.
Eothas loves the mortals more than any of us. He has always been their greatest champion. He believes Kith will rise to his challenge. I am not so sure, but I look forward to watching them try. He found our blind spot and exploited it admirably. By the time we even had a hint of what it was he intended, it was already too late to stop.
If we still had our bodies, we could oppose him.
Wotica balls her bony hands into fists and glares long at Andra.
Do not lay your blame on me. We set them aside after I killed Abaddon, it is true, but you did not fight the decision then.
She turns her back on Wotica then, and looks instead to the Pallid Knight.
What if Eothas is right, and Kith succeed in rebuilding the wheel? What then?
Wal grins.
Always, Watcher.
And what if they fail? Then they die. And so do we. We have to help them.
Helia's voice rises, near to panic. Wotica drives her fist into her hand.
Help them? We should finally bring them to heel.
The Pallid Knight raises a hand and stares at Wotica until she falls silent.
Watcher, Eothas yet values your counsel.
The Pallid Knight's eyes bore into yours.
An impassioned plea from the Hound of Eothas may still temper his actions. Confront him at Ukaizo. Never have I known Eothas to converse with a mortal as he does with you. Your opinions must matter to him a great deal.
The Pallid Knight's stern countenance softens.
Time moves swiftly away from us now.
The Pallid Knight spreads her hands before her.
Go, Watcher. Do what you must.
The edges of your vision begin to dim. Like a sun setting, twilight encroaches on your mind.
You will not fail.
The Pallid Knight conjures a blinding white light in her palm that swiftly grows to engulf the room. Then, the crack of thunder rends the air, and you feel the floor drop out beneath you.
Absolutely. Watcher, tell me what's on your mind? Not a one.